So they'll be calling you a radical. So this is a really, really heartbreaking story. Really heartbreaking story. Peter sent it to me. Wow. JFK's granddaughter, and she announced it on November 22nd, on the anniversary of that horrible, horrible fucking day. And I got news, the same cult that got her dad is attacking her. Nuclear energy, radiation, nuclear fallout is the cause of AML Leukemia. And oh, do I know. I was given 2 months to live with AML Leukemia in, yeah, you got it, 2011. Went into the bone marrow transplant on 11/11/11. This is a heartbreaking story because JFK is the one who put the end to the open air testing. He gave a speech in the summer of 1963 on national television, and it's like he's speaking right to me. Talked about the vets being human lab ratted in the Nevada test site. My father, the drafted Marine, never got a medal, never got a check, never got done. The most healthiest dude you ever saw. 7 brothers and sisters. Not one of them cancer. Not one of them. Not his mom and dads, not his aunts and uncles. Not one of them. Dude never had a cavity in his life, never had it mowed him down in the prime of his life. He had blastoma leukemia. So JFK in his speech talks about those guys, and then he says they come home, have children, they're kids. I was 3. This is a heartbreaking story. She's young with 2 children. I watched it. I mean, it's so, I call it the reverse life. It don't care. Don't care about age, don't care about race, don't care about socioeconomic status, doesn't care. It's, well. So, somebody sent me a text or a comment. So I've been following you since Fukushima happened. I like the denial that Fukushima, 4 full core meltdowns, and the power and the energy coming off that are nothing burgers. Really? Okay. So, my leukemia in October of 2011 presented in tumors. Yes, it can present in tumors, AML leukemia. It's like a shot firing out, warning you, and it wrapped around my lower bowel. So much pain, so dramatic, so radical. Misdiagnosed. I mean, in the emergency room saying, and they even scanned me. Loser-ass doctors in emergency didn't even look at the scan. Anyway, it was a female doctor, my 4th trip there, that finally figured it out. And then they admitted to me. And another quack blamed it on an ulcer. Another quack who of Japanese descent told me there was nothing wrong with me. So, I mean, oh fuck, I don't know how. Huntsman, the luxury good of death. And that's not my words. That's LDSC States, what they call them. Huntsman Cancer Institute still suing me to this day for $1,200 for a phone call. I was uninsured. One of the few times in my life I was uninsured. But I had about $1 million in the stock market. I had Apple and Tesla stock, all in. Finally, they were going to gut me and cut my guts out, and I told them no, because my uncle that was a heart surgeon in this town, I remember he told me, and he was mean to me. He was always mean to me. You know, he always, Kevin, because I had a heart murmur. I was born with a heart defect. Another atomic veteran mutation. Kevin, don't you ever let them touch you unless you're going to die. Don't you let them ever open you. And I listened to him because I had a lot of respect for him, though he was a prick to me. He died of this disease. So I said, no, you're not doing that to me. Vincent Hansen, who knew me since I was a boy, figured it out. They did a biopsy on it and got a piece of one of the tumors, which they should have never punctured the tumor. You don't want to puncture those tumors because of seeds. Should have never done it. They put it in the wrong dish. The pathologist and the quack did. Vincent took a chance. He says, Kevin, I'd done a bunch of research, and I had a hunch that maybe it was leukemia. Because I knew they could present tumors because of my work of the children of the atomic veterans. That's what I've been working on for years, the children of the atomic veterans, which I was one of them. What is their rate and incidence of getting leukemia? Which I proved with government data. The government data exists. It's there from the atomic veterans. It's out there. You know, they try to hide it, but it's there. I thought maybe that it was leukemia. I feared the worst. Hoped it wasn't. Vincent Hansen bone marrow biopsied me. I was so sick by then from the 30 days of misdiagnosis and abuse. He took a chance. He says, I don't know for sure if that's because, but I'm not going to biopsy it again. It's too dangerous. I think you're right. I think that's what it is. He says, I'll call you. Go home. So he called the next day. His secretary called me. Said, Kevin, you're to check into the East 8 Bone Marrow Transplant Center at LDS Hospital, Salt Lake at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Oh my God. Right then I just broke down. I watched my dad die of it. I watched Ancc die of it. I knew what they do there. Okay, no. Oh no. My one daughter's like, no, you hang in there. Don't freak out. Call him back. So I called her back and says, I need to talk to Vincent. Yeah, he's with a patient. He'll call you back. One of the worst hours of my life. He called back. No, Kevin. I think you're right. That's what it is. It's a real radical, vicious form. I wouldn't recommend anyone to go into there, but I know there's a doctor there from Denmark named Phil Peterson. He's world renowned. I've talked to him about you. I've known you since you was a kid. You're really a candidate for this treatment, but you got a real radical cancer, but you're strong, you're intense. Go in there and beat the odds. I think you could beat it. Go. It was 11. You cannot make it. So in I went. The Celeste, who has worked there for 26 years, told me to my face one day, years later, Kevin, come here. I ranked you, did your paperwork when you came in. I've been here for 26 years. I ranked you as a red 10. I fully expected you, well, the doctors ranked you as a red 10. I fully expected you to go out in a body bag that week. I've never seen a red 10 walk out of here in 26 years. Intense. You have no fucking clue how intense this fight is. No clue. She does. I thought I knew this fight because I watched my father die. My father was one incredible physical beast. Mow him down? I mean, one of the world-class triathletes was in the room next to me. It took her. It don't give a fuck. So, in I went. They brewed up a cocktail of chemo, RCM squared I had. 3 different rounds. I wanted 5. My body couldn't take it anymore. I was ravished. No pigment in my eyes, blisters on my tongue. I went from 170 pounds to 119 pounds. I was down to nothing. I don't know how the fuck. Going in and out of the fuck. The irony is the day I was going in and out of the coma, my worst day was in late January of 2012. That's exactly when Sinanofre had the accident. Oh boy.
Like my haircut, kid?
Yeah, look good.
It's like they were too short.
Yeah. All right, brother.
Later.
So, and I went. It was so brutal, so hardcore. People have no intent. I used to tell people on my YouTube site all the time, I predicted my own cancer. Fukushima is going to give you leukemia. You know, piled on. It's accumulated, bioaccumulated. Anybody that believes that nuclear fallout from open air testing, from nuclear so-called accidents, doesn't cause is fucking a moron. Unarguable it causes this. Absolutely. When I went in there, they had me a paperwork about that thick. I said, what the hell is this? It's government. I says, what? They're keeping the data. My daughter says, they've been watching you since you were born. I says, I remember my doctor, Dr. Rasmussen, wanted his boy telling me the same thing. Documenting everything that happens to you since you were born because they knew they nuked him to death. They knew what I was. So I filled it out. And every single question on there is about exposure to nuclear fallout, exposure to radiation, which I named as plutonium. It's that thick. I filled it out. Government has it. They don't give a fuck. You know, because the cult, the Middle East of Eden cult, who is the cult that JFK stood up to, that blew him away, is the same cult that owns all the nuclear energy reactors, their greatest tool. You think Jeff Bezos born at Los Alamos? You think that's coincidence? You think that's coincidence? Okay. You think Epstein Ranch there is a coincidence in the middle of nowhere, New Mexico? Look who Jeff Bezos' grandfather was on his mother's side, his teenage mother. Look it up. So after 3 rounds, my body could not take it anymore. Finbo Peterson was one of the first guys that started saying, look, some of these AML leukemia guys, maybe they're better off without the transplant. Now, my marker was 44. Now they say the cutoff is at 24. That's how they rate. Because what he did, he sent in the old biopsy, he backdoored it. He sent it to multiple labs. Finally got a hit, of all places, from the University of Nebraska. And he's like, American room, he says, you can thank Vincent, he was right. And yourself, he says, I found this study, this is before the internet was so broad and based. I found this study out of Korea about AML de novo, that percent tumors showing, you know, this doctor in Korea of all. I reached into my bag and I says, oh, you mean that study? He says, oh God, I knew you'd have it. You got to be your own advocate. You really do. But the diagnosis is brutal. So there was a guy named Brian Morris who, Rob, who was, believe it or not, one of Steve Jobs' doctors at the time. This is a world-renowned bone marrow transplant center now. Was then, because it still is. He come around and he says, I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. There's a guy. He wants to come visit me. Same diagnosis. We sent him home to die. He didn't die. Same thing. Same place. I mean, they operated on him, which they never should have did. Just a beast. So he came in my room. And he helped me tremendously, and he talked to me. The same thing as you. They sent me home dying. I didn't die. He's still alive, by the way. Beast. Ex-middle linebacker. Older than me. I remember when I went in to scrub me, put the central line in me, put the stent in my lumbar for the chemo. The guy prepped me, he says, I've been here a long time. He says, boy, you carved up, you're cut up. He says, you're physical as hell. You got muscles from head to toe. I says, oh yeah, I'm in shape, big time. He's like, I've been here all this time. I'm telling you what, you're gonna need every bit of it. Oh boy, did I need every bit of it. So brutal. So I used to invite people to come in because Finbo knew he's an a lot of these doctors are anti-nukers. A lot of them. But this HIPAA laws, people think HIPAA laws are to protect patients. HIPAA laws are not to protect patients. HIPAA laws are to protect the cult, the poisoners. These guys are all anti-nukers. I remember Vincent told me, he says, my brother and my father died of thyroid cancer. We grew up in central southern Utah. Downwinders didn't go away. And this is not opinion, because I lived in the bone marrow transplant center for 5 years, off and on, mostly on. It's not opinion. Southern Utah makes up less than 10%, probably 5% of the Utah population. You go into that unit in Salt Lake, any given day, well over half the people, the whole time I was in there, are from southern Utah. It doesn't go away. I mean, the half-life is hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years. It's deadly. Our bodies cannot handle it. After 3 rounds, the pigment went away in my eyes. I had blister. They say my eyes are the color of the Great Salt Lake in the springtime. The tumors that wrapped around my bowel, I couldn't have a bowel movement. I don't know how that didn't rupture. It didn't go. The misdiagnosis almost cost me. The fight was so intense, so I invited anybody on YouTube, come in. he told us, I'll let you bring people in here on the filter because it's a quarantine situation. Meg and Melissa were fingertip massage therapists right here, who I met, who were doing fingertip massages on me. Erotica matters. They came. They're the only two that will come. They will tell you to this day, Kim Munch changed our lives. They went in there, we just had a field trip. They both, at the end of the day, were just so broke down, so crying. So, I mean, people, I mean, when you see people sucked up to 80 pounds, especially young women fighting their fucking asses off trying to stay alive, you don't know a fight. You don't know intensity. After 3 rounds, my body couldn't take it anymore. So Julie and all teams of doctors, great I mean, you're quarantined. So you get to know your PAs, you get to know the maids. The maids were from Kathmandu. Melanie, my great CNA. Many, many, many bone marrow biopsies. So much praying, fighting, waiting, hoping. They're like, we're gonna have to do something different. Your body can't recover. We're gonna try something different. So the dietitian worked with me. I drank beet juice every day. I ate pure salsa every day. I ate an avocado. I ate a lot of bananas trying to get the chemo out of me. I was really intense, as you can't see from my YouTube site. I walked the coast of California. Started going to California and documenting the dead tide pools in a sleep bag at 130 pounds, sucked up to nothing. No money, no nothing. So intense, so radical. And I just fought, and I mean fought. And I'm like, fuck you, cancer. I did this angry yoga I invented in the mornings. My fucking fight so intense, so unbelievable for fucking well over a decade. But in those early days, really militant on my diet, really militant on my walking, on my spirituality, and the number one key thing, fighting back against the fuckheads, losers that gave it to me. This is a heartbreaking story. She says she's terminal. And she wouldn't say that if it wasn't true. JFK gave that great speech. It's the same cult that gave her the disease. They gave him the bullet. Which is more heartbreaking? The bullet or knowing that you're going to die? Oh, I've been there. Tell me. You don't know. I'm alive, but took a toll. Heavy, heavy toll. I had a bad organ valve anyway. I had a heart murmur. It took it out. Mike Lee kicked me out of Medicaid in 2015 when he said, fuck, if that is an attempted fucking, my doctors freaked out. They were so pissed. My gallbladder had gone from the chemo. They wouldn't operate. Nobody would touch me anymore. I went to at Ogden Regional Medical Center. I came here to the emergency room, and there's a guy named Michael Hawkins. Doctor, I went in twice, just bleeding profusely through my face, through my nose. Told me to go see my dentist. My fucking aortic valve was completely collapsed. Collapsed in my yard. I don't know how the fuck I didn't die. They open heart surgery in 2017 and fucked it up. They fucked it up, and I knew they fucked it up. I'm like, it ain't working. And I'm telling them for 5 years, walking the coast of California, shooting down my arm. Dr. Collato's, oh, no, it's neuropathy. I'm like, no, it ain't. It's not working. It ruptured, blew the top of my heart all to fucking shreds. I didn't die on Christmas Eve 3 years ago. Well, going on 3 years. Harvest an artery out of my leg. Dr. Goff, who my uncle trained, thank God, he saved my life. Put it together. Right out my leg, I had a pacemaker on. I remember a woman came in my room. She says, "You're an AML Leukemia survivor." I said, "So far." She says, "Go get all your teeth pulled right now, because you're going to suffer." Oh boy, was she right. Again, no insurance, no money. I mean, I was a millionaire, just whacked to nothing. Long battle, teeth slowly, one after another going. Have to go to the clinic, get them pulled. Oh, brutal. Fucking brutal. Went on and on and on. Took out part of my esophagus. I mean, Just brutal. Fucking people going after me, attacking me on the internet. This is why I'm critical condition, which felon is all 50 states, but I'm going against the cult. But Kevin reached into the bag and he slung this stone. This is a heartbreaking story. Because who stood up to what causes AML? Her grandfather. Her grandfather. I see her brother's running for Congress. He looks just like him. Remember her mom and the brother were at Fukushima on the 50th anniversary of JFK's assassination. They were there, remember? Remember, she was the ambassador to Japan. Remember, they gave a statement. Both of them gave a statement about Fukushima. I'm sure the cult threatened the fuck out of them. Remember that? These stories go on because, just like my father, they try to make a sequel out of me. You don't think it affects their genome and into the thing, you're fucking a fool. My great nephew right now, same line as his, is in fucking Primary Children's Hospital fighting for his life on his 20th round of chemo. He's 8. So I go down there, it's so heartbreaking. But people still think they like nuclear energy. Nuclear energy, which came first, the nuclear chicken or the egg? Fukushima, oh boy. Oh boy, we know cancer rates spike. We know heart attack fucking spike. We know all of it. We have all the data, but fuck you to deny. And I would just say this to her, only the good die young. I watched it, only the good die young. The fight is alive and it's fucking heartbreaking. I mean, I'll cry. I watched so much death. I watched so much death. That whole group that we went in there, Carla, they used to call us Kevin and Carla, she died. The incredible Marshall Jensen was in the room next to me, he died. I mean, Nancy, the world-class triathlete, in there with me, she died. I mean, it's heartbreaking. I remember somebody asked me, not that long ago, was it worth it, everything you've gone through? Yeah, that's a good question, because it has been a brutal, brutal, brutal fight. Your life has changed forever with this diagnosis. Only the good die young. There's another kid, he's crazier than hell. He's won the 1% study with me. You know what he tells me all the time? Blanch, don't you get it? Oh, I get it. I got it. This is hell. We're in hell. Don't you see that? They're not letting you and I out. We ain't had enough punishment yet. Don't you get that? Yeah, I'm with you. I get it. The fight is alive. You know, I don't know. It's how you go down. Hopefully Einstein was right. Your spirit takes its next place. You know, life is perpetual. That's what he said. Really heartbreaking. Never did have a transplant. Now, Brian's came back from the heavy chemo on him, and they tweaked my chemo a little bit from his, and he ended up having a transplant, something he said 10 years after the... He had a half match with his son, and it really didn't work too good. He was so sick. I was in there with him. I thought he was going to go. But they used this new booster juice. It's brand new, and it worked, and he's alive. I mean, it worked, and he's not compromised. He's strong as an ox. You know, he's way older than me. So, I don't know. Very heartbreaking to hear this, but it's AML, exactly what I have, which is a form of multiple myeloma. Mind-presenting tumors. It's blood cancer from hell. You know, had that central line in me for a long time. Right on, young lady. Very, I mean, it's a heartbreaking fucking story. That what they did to our fathers, what they did to our grandfathers, it affects us all forever. Yet these monsters still push it. Hopefully your brother will be president one day, and he'll take them on. Very heartbreaking. What a price that family has paid. Same with my family. What a price my father paid. What a price I paid, but not like, I mean, I'm alive. I'm thankful to be alive. I really am grateful. Thank you, everybody, who supported this historical work. And, you know, fuck Google, fuck everybody who's kettled me and attacked me, because trying to save you from you. You know, people don't, I mean, they're vicious, they're mean, they're nasty, they're rotten. People are evil. Not all, but almost all. Wow. I don't know. Stay tuned.